Sunday. Let's transition to the baseball team that is now, according to Fangraphs, Declan just found this. Yeah. They are now the third favorite in air quotes to win the American League Central. But their chances to win the division are only 24%. The Guardians are around 50%, 49%, and the White Sox are around whatever the remaining is, like 26 or 27%.
Yep.
So I'd love to kick you guys off with statement number one here, which is a big reason why they are no longer in first place. Emilio Pagan is absolutely terrible at his job. That's my first statement. Get this. Dating back to July of 2021, Emilio Pagan has allowed 21 homers in 68 innings.
Oh, yeah.
To put that into context, Bert Blyleven set the major league record, giving up 50 home runs in 1986 as a starting pitcher. 50 home runs allowed in 1986. It took him 270 innings to give up 50 home runs. If you took Pagan's home run rate over the last year and change and gave him 270 innings, he wouldn't just give up 50 home runs, he would give up 83. That's the rate at which he is giving up home runs over the last 12 or 13 months.
Yep. So why is he still here? What on earth? Like, we were talking about this how long ago, you guys? How many months ago did we first start to broach the fact that the temptation to use him has to be removed, right? I don't get it. I don't get it. And I do recall when we first brought this up, being accused of being the infamous Buzz Factory.
Buzz Factory.
Oh, Buzz Factory. Buzz. I remember, typical SKOR North there. No. I mean, some things you can see coming. What about Emilio Pagan? What about him tempts the Twins and Rocco, I guess, in particular, to use him? Like, why is there a homing device of sorts?
There are some analytics that tell you, his velocity, some of his pitch movement, and some of his if you look at maybe 4 years ago in Tampa, the tantalizing upside, I get why they've been trying to make this a thing.
Yep.
But at some point, my God, there's a month and a half of the season left.
Correct.
This isn't a new development where he's just struggling for a couple of weeks.
Correct.
He has given up 21 home runs since last July as a reliever. It's impossible. And he continues to pitch in these largely close games. They did have him out there in the sixth inning for about 5 or 6 straight appearances. But, on Saturday, he's coming in. And to some extent, he's not your first option in a close game anymore because you did add at the deadline, and that's great. But I retweeted on Baseball Savant. You can just kind of look and find the, each batter, like the pitch sequences and stuff. And man, that home run was it Ward that hit the home run in the 10th inning? It is a piece of art, man. It is the K zone, and it is a red dot right smack dab in the middle.
Hit me!
Just ridiculous, dude. Yeah, so now he did get right yesterday, right? He had a couple strikeouts and a clean inning, so he's back. But
that's the temptation. That's why it needs to be removed, because now they're like, well, look at that stuff. Look at what we just saw. You've seen enough.
In high leverage situations, opponents are slugging .522 against Emilio Pagan this season per Baseball Reference.
Wow.
.522 with a 900 OPS against in high leverage situations.
That's aggressive. That is aggressive. Just to answer Judd's question with one more piece of data here, he has a really good swinging strike rate.
Good.
So he does miss bats, but it's not enough when you're walking guys, and he's kind of cut down on those, but I don't know if he was walking everybody in the first half of the year, and it's like he's traded walks for more strikeouts or for more home runs or something. So anyhow, it ain't working, and if they keep doing this, then they get what they deserve. So
they already have.
You want me to go, Judd?
No, I'll go next. At this point in time, this might be a lost cause, okay? But as the person who I believe approximately 3 months ago volunteered my services as the common sense coach for Baldelli and the boys, because like they get hung up on their thing, and they often. Pagan can pitch. Actually, Rocco, he can't. Here's another one that teams that are going to be in the playoffs potentially need to weigh from a common sense coach. Beware of pinch hitting patterns based on substitutions defensively that will result thereof. Okay? Which means this. When Gilberto Celestino starts in left, and in my opinion is a solid defensive player. He's not a great player, but he's solid, okay? When he starts in left, and now we start, the Angels start to bring in different guys, a righty, a lefty, and now it's time for Jay Cave to pinch hit because it's a matchup thing, okay? Now you've gone from Celestino, who I actually like in left, to Cave, Diving Jake, who I don't love, but I don't think is a complete disaster. And now we switched again. It's Beckham time. Okay, he pinch hits. And because he pinch hits, we end up late in a game with Diving Nick Gordon in left. Now, Nick Gordon has to start in the outfield at times, and I understand that. I don't love him out there, but I get when he has to start, okay? But when you don't pay attention to what the results of the defensive substitutional patterns are going to be because of matchups, that's how you end up with Nick Gordon diving for a ball on Saturday night to try to make a play that I can tell you again, Rocco, as your common sense coach, I have seen Nick Gordon dive for enough balls that I never want him diving ever again. And now you've gone to what I would argue in what is almost becoming like playoff games. You have gone to your weakest potential outfielder in left because of what you did situationally, which at the time seemed to make sense. I'll give you a second one. And again, that might not matter, okay? But you do not have a late game substitute defensively at first base right now. And Miranda's been marvelous at the plate. Kudos. I don't think he is probably a realistic Rookie of the Year candidate, but I also think he's been great. Third base, I think he's okay. Not a dumpster fire. At first base, late in a game, that means something. Do I want Jose Miranda playing first base about as much as Bill Buckner? My point is, the common sense coach has to come to Rocco and say, put the binder away for 1 second. We need to have a talk. And the Twins don't have the common sense to say, what is this going to mean? And this is where TK was great. Happy, I believe it's his 72nd birthday, Tom Kelly. But what did Kelly think about? The ramifications of every move come the 8th. If he made it in the 5th. So my statement is this. You need a common sense coach, though.
Let's go back to that Nick Gordon play for a sec, because I get what he's trying to do. Hey, we're up. There's 2 outs, right? And we're up by 2.
Yes.
It's a no doubles defense, so he's playing pretty deep in that situation. And he's thinking, if I catch this, I end the game. I am the hero. We win. This is great. So I get what's going through his mind in that situation. But you have coming up after Sierra was the one that hit that ball into the corner. Coming up next, now Ohtani was coming up 2 hitters later, but there's 2 outs. And David Fletcher was the leadoff hitter that night. And David Fletcher has a .290 on base percentage. He is not a great hitter. It's a situational thing for me. When you look at, okay, it's no doubles defense. We're up 3-1. There's runners on first and second base here. Ideally, I catch this and end the game. But if I just play it in front of me, scoop the ball up, I'm guessing the runner on second scores because he's moving. There's 2 outs. But the runner on first stops at third in that situation. So now you got and maybe the batter stops at first, but at the very worst, if you just field that ball, there's runners on second and third. Lopez is sitting there and he's on the ropes a little bit, but he is facing a hitter with a .290 on base percentage, and he can end the game still. So I don't know. It's just like I think Nick Gordon kind of freaked out a little bit and just thought, I can be the hero here. I can end this game. And it's like, no, dude, you don't need to be the hero in this spot. It's not a do or die situation. Like the Buxton dive, that was do or die. You have to catch that ball.
How good was that play?
Right? Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's unreal.
He really is.
But Nick Gordon, like there is another option in that situation, and he just ignored it. So. Anyhow.
All right, my next statement. Phil kind of talked about it on the top here, but my statement is the math is working against you now if you're the Minnesota Twins. So, yeah, per Fangraphs, the Twins have just a 24% chance to win the Central. The White Sox a little bit better at 27, and the Guardians now with a leg up, 47% chance. So a big gap between the Guardians and the Twins and White Sox. Now, the Twins do get some slappies here. I believe 13 of 16 at home. All of them, I believe, below 500.
Slappies.
So hopefully there's some hay that can be made up here. But all that fun that you had being in first place for, 85 out of 87 days or whatever it was, if you do not make the playoffs here, if you do not win this horrible AL Central division, it is going to be a catastrophic disappointment. For all the moves you made at the deadline, for the signing of Carlos Correa, for being in first place and teasing this fan base that is wanting to see this team be competitive, but still also having 1 foot out, their attendance is still down. I'm one of the weirdos who bought season tickets at 29 years old, who wants to go to that ballpark and see the team succeed. Mm-hmm. If you do not win this division, it is going to have catastrophic events. I don't know if heads roll. I don't know if someone loses their job from a Rocco or Falvey standpoint. I don't think so, pending an absolute free fall. But the ramifications, if you do not make the playoffs from the team to its fan base, I think are going to be very, very significant.
Phil?
Are we there? Did Phil? Oh, we lost Phil.
Okay.
Phil was pondering.
I was going to let Phil jump in there, and then I'm like, what happened to Phil? Yes,
I left Phil speechless, that's all.
I think nobody gets fired. I think you're right about that.
Sorry.
I was going to say, Phil, go ahead. Phil, are you there?
I got excited and accidentally disconnected my microphone cord.
Oh, nice.
I was going to say, because I was waiting for you to talk. It's like,
where'd everybody go? Oh, I unplugged my cord. Okay, here.
But Dex, you are right. This is a massive bust then. Like this division, which, by the way, you've led for how long, or did lead, and was there for the taking. If you don't win this, in a year where the favorite, the White Sox, have for the most part been a complete bust.
Yeah.
You are exactly right. This is a major. And Tony will be gone after the season. He should have been fired. They would have run away with it if they had fired him, but they didn't.
You're
so
in
what the
first
hell?
place for 80 days. What are you doing?
Walk him.
Twins.
1-2 to Muncie. Walk him.
Like, here's the thing. I'm generally don't like to get up here and fire this, fire that, because I think that can be reactionary sometimes. But I think my big picture question would be, if I were an owner who was curious and cared, which I don't know that the Twins have, I would say, listen, guys, all right, it's been 6 years, very little pitching development over 6 years, missed the playoffs in a weak division in 2022 after signing. Listen, I greenlit $35 million. I woke up from my nap as an owner and said yes to you guys signing Carlos Correa to be the highest paid shortstop this year in baseball. And you made a bunch of other moves and trades. I know there's been some injuries, but every team has injuries. And you can't win 88 games and win a division? Right. Like that would be my question.
Right. Is
what are we doing here? What is your plan for the next 3 years? And I don't want to hear rebuild, because we already did that. We've done 2 rebuilds since we built Target Field. And again, I don't know if Jim Pohlad gives a rip, because you can never tell. Like, he's just the most, he's comatose as an owner. He just doesn't, there's nothing dynamic about him. He's always like 3 years late on, we should do this. Look at these other organizations doing this over here. So who's, if I'm not saying you have to fire everyone if you miss the playoffs, but like you can't just run it all back again. Watch Carlos Correa walk in free agency and run it all back again.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
The amount of inexcusable losses is what stands out to me. Like, Saturday was inexcusable. Like, how do you lose that game? And by the way, the Angels, for the most part, do not care. So you're not playing, when you go to Dodger Stadium and lose games, I'm not surprised. Like, I'm not like, I thought they'd be real competitive. But was it the Cleveland loss that Pagan blew? And I think it was in June. Like, there is a handful this year of defeats where you say, how the hell did you lose that game?
Yeah.
And it's not to the Yankees and the Dodgers.
Yep. All right, on the positive side, my next statement is, the people who didn't want the Twins to sign Byron Buxton to an extension last year, shame on you. Okay. So not only does he continue to have a really, really good season despite his physical condition just sort of deteriorating since the month of April, according to Fangraphs, he's ranked 20th in wins above replacement this year among position players, despite missing a lot more games than everyone else above him on that list, and despite barely playing in center field. Right, he's probably only played about half the games in center field, maybe not even that. But here's the other thing. So his new contract, the $100 million, it's like $15 million a year base with some incentives. Fangraphs has, what they do is they take all the money spent on players and they divide it up among wins above replacement. So here's all the money spent on players, here's all the wins above replacement, and they reallocate the money to those players to find a value. He's been worth $30 million so far this year, and there's a month and a half to go. And yes, I know his batting average is low and his on base is kind of hovering around 300, which isn't that great, but the power is there. Some of the clutch home runs he's had this season, the clutch plays in center field that he makes, it was absolutely the right move, and he's giving you value. He's giving you more value than you've probably seen in any year in his career. So, yeah, I'm thinking that was a good move by the front office, if we could praise them on the other side.
Yeah,
a lot of bad stuff, but this is good. Mm-hmm.
That catch was incredible. That bleeping catch. All right, because I like to stir things up sometimes, because I like to stir a debate, because I like to stir things up and stand back and watch the potential fallout, my next statement is this. Joey Gallo would look pretty good in right field for the Minnesota Twins right now. Max Kepler is a hot mess. He's almost unplayable. Almost unplayable. Gallo out of the spotlight of playing in the Bronx for a team where he clearly did not thrive with the Dodgers now is starting to hit a little bit more, home runs, power. Like he is being with the Dodgers who he should be, right? And that, my friends, Declan Goff, Phil Mackey, that would look pretty good in right field in Minnesota right now.
You know, you stepped on one of mine, which was going to be, I deserve an apology from all the people, Declan, that mocked me for my Joey Gallo takes 2 weeks ago. Joey Gallo has
off a position player. Didn't he hit a bomb off a position player over the weekend?
Did Max Kepler do that?
Didn't he hit 2 home runs against the Twins? Didn't he win a game against the Twins?
He hit a home run against the Twins, at least one in that series.
Last week. Yeah. He has a 995 OPS since joining the Dodgers, and the Dodgers are 8-1 since acquiring him. Meanwhile, the Twins cannot score a run. So, if only someone on this show would have told everyone Joey Gallo getting out of New York is going to be a great buy low candidate, but it's fine. Don't listen to little old Macadac. Don't worry about me.
I don't think
I'll just be sitting over here with my little baseball stats.
The right field spot and the 6th spot in the order is preventing the Twins from blowing games late, and Emilio Pagan serving up cookies in the middle of the field.
You don't. The Twins can't score a run. You don't think Joey Gallo's bat over the last week would have been helpful compared to Max Kepler's 0 for 27 coming off the injured list?
I don't think it makes much of a difference. They're in the same spot where they are right now.
What? That doesn't make much of a difference.
What is Joey Gallo gonna do?
Hit bombs and doubles and walk, get on base?
He's playing for the best team in baseball at the Dodgers. He hit a bomb off a position player, so one bomb off a real pitcher since going there. Joey Gallo wouldn't do anything for this right now. We'd still be having the same conversation about them blowing leads, them losing the Central. This is going to be a catastrophic event if they don't make the playoffs. Joey Gallo's not going to change any of that.
Wow.
Not going to do anything.
Just doubling down.
Doesn't do anything.
God, am I glad I said that.
Let's play a game here. Let's play a game real quick here. Let me find this. All right, let's play a game called When's the Last Time Max Kepler Got a Hit? All right?
He's from Germany. His parents were ballet dancers.
Okay, the last time Max Kepler got a hit was July 23rd, everybody. The last time Max Kepler had, let's see here. The last time Max Kepler had an extra base hit, okay? July 13th. So we are now 1 month. Oh, we missed the 1 month anniversary of Max Kepler's last extra base hit. Dang it, I should have got him some flowers or some candy or something. I don't know. Or some Spetzel. You can have your Max Kepler. I'll keep following Joey Gallo's bombs from the West Coast.
It's obvious that an 0 for 27 streak, wherever the hell Kepler is on, is not acceptable. That is clear. That's awful. And I understand if the Twins eventually do move on from Kepler this offseason because he's just such an up and down streaky player. But I don't. Joey Gallo is not going to change the fact of what has happened in LA. It doesn't change anything.
What do you mean the fact? We're not talking about LA. We're talking about the Twins. I don't care about LA.
Their Twins trip to LA against the Dodgers and Angels, and where they basically were a disaster in the late innings. Joey Gallo does not save you and buy you a win there. I don't think he does.
Gives you some power though.
Dude, I mean, they can't score runs.
Kepler's awful. Yeah. 0 for 14 with runners in scoring position Saturday night. 14 guys left. That is why
that's bad.
You lost that game.
Yeah, you didn't need any of those.
Was disappointing.
Didn't need anyone to drive in any of those 14 runs.
3-run homer from Joey Gallo.
Joey Gallo could have helped out with the 0 for 15 and 16 streak.
I do recall Phil saying buy low on Joey Gallo, being laughed at, mocked by the Twin Cities. Typical Buzz Factory.
Okay. Any other Twin statements from you guys? Any other apologies you'd like to issue? Nothing?
Oh, no, I'm done. Are you kidding? That was great.
All right. Well, those are your Monday statements here on Mackey and Judd. Thanks to everyone who helped get us up to 45,000 combined YouTube subscribers between the Purple Daily and SKOR North channels. If you haven't already clicked subscribe on those channels, go ahead and do so we can help spread the word about this Minnesota sports community. We just want championships, dang it. I'm going to hold these teams to a high standard. Or in the case of the Timberwolves, just like get to the playoffs. Or the Twins.
Twins, we just want a playoff win.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, that's a wrap. We'll see you guys tomorrow. A little pecking order Tuesday on Mackey and Judd.